Okay, well, so I'm going to talk through the video of my training with Enya. So we started with this. It was quite, I'll try and get a course map actually as well. So I was very late with that blind there, very late, and here I over collected her with that off arm. Didn't need to collect her so much. I pushed into her. It's just messy handling. And then she's meant to go to the backside here. She did that nice just with her backside cue. Didn't have to call her name. So this time I started with a bit more motion to drive her to jump one. I was giving her a loose right cue to send her to that jump. A bit earlier with my blind that time, but still I think too late. And I just used my open arm this time for the treadle. I didn't try and use my off arm for collection. And again, just my backside cue for that. I shouldn't maybe have thrown my arm out so much because that might have sent her to the tunnel. This time again, loose right, and I think trying to be too early. She's super sensitive to that arm change. So as soon as she pulled off it, I made her do the jump. So I showed her what I wanted. And this time I'm quite early again, but I'm giving her her left cue, her loose left cue, which obviously means take the obstacle. So she's just got to learn that early arm change, and with the verbal cue means do the jump. So left I still maybe could have been fractionally earlier with that one. And then the rear cross for her, great for some dogs, and if you can't make the blind, not for it slows her down too much. And I was meant to send her to the tunnel that time. You see a much bigger arm. Oh yeah, I would never choose the rear cross on the previous jump. I would never choose the rear cross on the previous jump with her just because it slows her up too much. Off too early. I didn't connect with her to the tunnel before I pulled off. So this time keep my feet a bit more forward. Make sure I mark the tunnel, then it's into a threadle. Good girl, she didn't do it. Into a layer, she found that tunnel nicely. Now she's got to find a weave entry, which I really wasn't expecting her to do, so I was super happy that she found that because I thought she would find that very hard. She doesn't, as you all know, she doesn't like weaving very much. So we tried the rear cross here this time, it worked nice. Into the tunnel. Threadle, just open arm threadle, just want extension because you don't want to collect too much because you want them to go around that next jump. Weaves, I didn't connect without the tunnel that time at all, just expected it to happen. So just do that bit again and just make sure a bit more connection out the tunnel this time. Look at her and send her to the weaves. So I was trying no verbal cue there, no call cue, just weave cue. Now we all know she doesn't like weaving. So you can see here how slow she goes at the end. She misses the first set. And then next time she's like, oh God, now I've really got to think about it. So you can see actually counting the last few poles. So that's homework, is to try and speed her up on those. Dog walks are looking quite nice considering that's a hard exit with a lot of options. Into a little backside front cross here. I was very pleased with all this. Threadle, send out there again. So a similar bit of course design, but now into a turn here. And up onto my seesaw. The other bit of homework I want with her is speeding up her seesaws. I think all her jump skills are good if I get it right. Her seesaws are not so much. Good girl. She nearly fell off that dog walk. She's just a good girl to still hit, even though it was front foot hits. So this time I tried with the pivot and German. I think I slowed her up too much on that German. I hung around too long. I should have moved off earlier and just trusted her to drive through. She's not the kind of dog that needs me to stand still a lot. You can see she's not going to the end of her seesaw properly. And this, I think we found this hard. I think she kept wanting to turn to the left here. I was obviously doing something weird with my body language. I think I was rotating too late or something. Into a threadle, which she was a bit unsure about, and then it was a threadle wrap on there, which was hard. I was late to my threadle wrap here. I was worried she wasn't going to do it. So again, trying with the rear cross here. It works better. Backside, she was definitely faster with that backside than the threadle. And then I was much further up as well to help with that threadle wrap. So just trying a few different handling options on this. So again, this time I'm going to try the layer, which she was really good at considering she was had to do that threadle from so far away. I was very happy with that option. Again, she's just drifting out a little bit on that backside after the tunnel, but that's something I'm going to work on. And again, that threadle from miles away, which was fantastic. Really super happy with that. Oh, and this time I had to try the tight wing, which would definitely be the faster wing, but obviously it was quite hard to get to. What's this bit? Oh yeah, just around this little loop. She didn't. This one you had to run really fast and take that furthest jump, and I did not make it. I hung around on my threadle far too long. So this time I peg it. Couldn't have trusted that threadle a bit more. Get down there. Even that was still quite hard to get to find that. So that was just a bit of really trusting that threadle. Now we're trying to get her to layer this jump, which she did not like. So Enya's has a layer cue, which they do a lot abroad nowadays. I do not have a layer cue, so it's something I am going to put in to my dogs because it's coming up more and more courses where you have to layer stuff. Didn't have to layer this, but it made it easier for the next bit. So she really is the dog that likes to stay close to me. So that's definitely something I think that will make her more confident, is me teaching her a layer cue and how to go away. So I think this time I go round the jump and just layer the next jump. Yes, so send her to the wall, layer that, run very fast, get the blind nut tunnel. Actually, I then blocked that jump too much, which made that turn not so nice. So I don't think doing the blind there actually is very helpful. So I think this time I do it with a throttle wrap. Again, layered that jump. She's pushing nicely there. I think she's getting a bit tired now. She's done quite a lot of training here. Throttle wraps could be a bit nicer. I think I need to work a bit more on those and that collection point. I think I'll try and put it all together and mess up right at the end on the throttle wrap here. So that jump into the tunnel. I have to really run fast. Trust his throttle. I was also getting tired by now. Oh, we were both tired, so it was okay. So here, and I just had no breath to call her for her throttle wrap and just completely messed it up, which really infuriated me because she was so good. One more time on this, tunnel to throttle wrap. I'm looking very sweaty. But yeah, definitely a throttle wrap's need a bit of work. She's not driving into them as much as I would like. And that's the finish, thank goodness. So I think we just tried to do another couple of dog walks. I think she was a bit unconfident on that exit. So first time I just put a dead sway out, which gave her a beautiful line. She's not used to doing dog walks with lots of stuff around the exit. I haven't done a lot of that with her. So this time, really nice with the dog walk, but she was meant to come in for the throttle, which she didn't do. So I needed to just connect with her a bit more off the dog walk. I think it's the last thing we do here. I'm open, nice dog walk, and yeah, she's a bit unconfident, but she managed it. Good girl.